Hi there! Here at the New Paradigm Trauma Institute, we love to make learning easy and accessible, and especially avoid overcomplicating things. We want you to understand the materials not only on an intellectual level, but also on an emotional level. And that is why I'm a big fan of the Bloom's Taxonomy principle. Think of the Bloom's Taxonomy like a ladder for learning. Each step builds on the one before it. And just like climbing a ladder, you need to take it one step at a time. And the first step is memory or memorizing. This is the bottom step of the ladder. It's all about recalling facts. This is like memorizing a phone number, for example. In EMDR training, this could mean, for example, can you list the 8 phases of EMDR? Step 2 is understanding the material. Once you remember the facts, the next step is to understand them. This is like learning the recipe behind the ingredients, not just listing what is in the cake, but knowing why baking powder makes the cake rise. In our context, it might sound like, can you explain why we use bilateral stimulation in EMDR? Step 3 is the application, how we put knowledge into action. This is like following a recipe to bake the cake yourself. You're no longer learning about it, you're doing it. In EMDR, application means, can you lead a client through the setup phase of a session? Step 4 is analyzation or analyzing. This is all about breaking things down and seeing how the parts connect with each other. Imagine taking apart a clock and see how the gears work together. You might ask yourself, why did that client respond so strongly to a specific memory and not to another one? Or what patterns am I seeing across multiple sessions? Step 5 is the evaluation phase. Now we're making judgments based on evidence. This is like being a food critic, tasting the cake and deciding if it turned out well. Not just how it looks, but whether it really works. In EMDR, was that target memory fully processed? Is the client ready to move on to the next phase? Step 6 is creation. This is the top of the ladder. How you're designing, building, or improving something new. You're no longer following the recipe, you're inventing your own dish. In EMDR work, creating might mean, can you design a personalized treatment plan, for example? Or can you adapt EMDR for a specific client population? This is where experience turns into mastery. In summary, there are 6 phases of the Bloom's Taxonomy, and it helps you to structure learning like a journey from simple recall all the way to creative mastery. Here's a quick recap. First, remember and know the facts. Understand, which means you have the ability to explain what you have learned. Number 3, application, use the tools. 4, analyze, see how it all fits together. 5, evaluation, make an informed decision. And 6, creation, build something new. So this is a quick explanation why we love the Bloom's Taxonomy so much here at the New Paradigm Trauma Institute. And now let's move on to the next step of our training course.